Ta-da! There we go. I knew you could eventually get refocused. All right, so I have to admit, when I first came up with this idea, I wasn't thinking I was going to do both kinds of chips, but I do want to give these a try. It's been a long time since I've done chips. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. And chips. Some of them are a little saltier than I anticipated. So, homemade potato chips. These are sort of baked potato chips. So they're definitely crispier in certain areas and a little chewy in some others. That was a pretty chewy one. This, I imagine, will be a crunchy one. The flavor is lighter and a little more subtle than I expected, but it works in some regards. There's going to be a little inconsistency in potato thickness, because these were made using my potato peeler. It's a good crunch, though. So basically what I did was I took a organic red potato, peeled it, and then continued with the peeler to pull off shavings like this. And the easiest way to make them form right was to cut the potato to the width of my peeler. And so the parts I cut off some thin fries and some bigger wedges. And then part of the fun of it was roasting some red peppers and roasting some garlic that I then mixed in with, see, this is one of the home ones. I mixed the red pepper and garlic in with some olive oil, finely diced each of them, mixed them in with olive oil, and heated that so that they permeated each other with the flavors. And then I let the potato pieces soak in it for about 12 hours. It's not a heavy flavor. Now, the way I've done some of this kind of thing in the past was to use a little bit of olive oil on a blender and blend the red pepper and garlic in there with the olive oil and make sort of like a pesto or a paste. And then spread that onto something as I bake it. But that tends to limit how crispy I can get the exterior of fries or chips. but cook them up with some of the flavor on them and toss them with a little salt. And they're pretty tasty. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them are a little softer than others. Now, some of these I left some of the red pepper pieces on. The garlic got pretty soft to the point where you could mush it and mix it in with the olive oil, and they're not obvious pieces. That's about 2 potatoes worth of potato here tonight. Now, I feel like a better way to probably do the flavoring is to roast the red pepper, roast the garlic, blend it with the oil, and let it sit for like a week. And once the flavors have so thoroughly blended together, pull off the oil and mix it in with some maltodextrin, I think it is. And it's sort of a starch that helps you bind flavors into a powder format. And then you could dust that over some freshly made, or like even go get a bag of plain Lay's and dust your powder on top of them and impart the flavor a little bit more. That would be a little more obvious flavor. This is pretty subtle. I can't say that I really succeeded to the level that I wished I'd had. There is some flavoring on them. But I wish I had done a little bit better. But if you made your own maltodextrin flavored powders, you can actually use it to sprinkle into the breadcrumbs that you use for battering things you fry. You can sprinkle it on popcorn. I should really look at making more of my own flavored powders, honestly. I know how to do it. It's not expensive to get the powder for it. And it lends itself to a lot of versatility for what you can do. I think I'm going to call this the first failure. I mean, it's mostly a failure. I still got plenty of roast red pepper and garlic to play with in other recipes. It's actually really nice on some, we spread it out on top of and roast some chicken breast. It's actually really good for that. I don't know why I keep wanting to sing Do You Want to Build a Snowman? I don't think I've ever even seen the movie, right? That's Frozen? I mean, for a failure, it's still tasty. I think I'd only call it a failure in the sense that it didn't give me what I was hoping for. I think that's more an error on the part of what I was hoping for. Unrealistic expectations can harm the outcome. On the upside, though, on the way into work today, I got there a little early so I could go into a neighboring store. I think I've got what I need to make my pie for tomorrow. And we'll see how that one turns out. That's another one that's a high potential failure point. But the risk points are simply that I'm going to fail. And learn something from the failure. Or I'm going to win big. Like if I get that to pay off and work right, that's a big success. I think I'm willing and ready to take that risk. But saying that now, I have to go clean up my kitchen stuff because I tried to hurry to get in here on time. But I think I've learned what I need to do differently for this in the future. And I had just had 2 potatoes worth of potato for dinner. I'm going to call it done. I've got some things I need to work on tonight. I've got to work again tomorrow. And moderately annoyingly, despite the statement to the otherwise, I may have to work on Sunday as well, which is against the agreement I had. So I'm going to have to see about figuring that out. Anyway, in the meantime, tomorrow I will again be a little later, but hopefully not too late. I think indications tonight were that I should be able to get back here around 11-ish. So I should be, excuse me, I should be able to get started again with, I should start the food early in the day tomorrow and let it set up and be ready just to serve tomorrow night. So I should be able to hop on here and just give they're going to be little tarts. I don't think they're going to be a full pie because I don't have a pie crust right now. I have the little tart crusts because I want to try a couple different ways of doing this. So I'm kind of curious how this is going to work out. Yeah, I got 2, maybe 3 ways I want to try to do this. It'll be interesting. I'm very hopeful. I'm pretty hopeful that this is going to turn out to be a decent pie. Or basically what we're trying here is the pie filling and how they work with a pastry crust. If it works out, as I hope it works out, it means that I will potentially be making this in the future for family gatherings. All right, so that's sort of where I am tonight. It's a short one. I will catch you tomorrow. Take care and have a good one. Got olive oil all over my fingers. So I'm sure that's not great for the keyboard. The hazards of